Hi, Dallas Bozeman, performance manager at Deepwater Subsea, and this is your leadership moment. So I was in town this week and I ran into a guy and noticed that he had a tubular services shirt on, and we got to talking, and I said, so, how are things going? What are you up to? And he went on to say, just like everybody else, times in the industry are hard and it's hard finding employment. So I asked him a little bit about what he had been doing. And he said, well, I'm an electrical technician and I worked some hydraulics, and I've also done some other manual labor before. So I said, well, what are you doing now? He said, nothing. I said, okay. Well, what are you looking to get into? Oh, we'll just see what happens when the market turns. I said, well, you said you're an electrician, right? So let me look into it, because I saw an electrician's position open the other day, paid about $18 an hour. And he shook his head and he said, no, I'm done with that. I'm not going to do that manual labor anymore. We'll just wait and see what happens. So I tell you that to tell you this. The conversation I had with him, I feel, is the same conversation that a lot of guys need to hear right now. And that's the conversation of the servant leader. And you may be watching and saying, well, you can't be a servant and a leader. And that's not true. A servant leader is someone who's been in a position of authority or is in a position of authority, and they humble themselves down to a position to serve those that they're responsible for. If you're a servant leader, then you're going to do what it takes to take care of your family in hard times. If that means taking a lower paying job to keep food on the table, or doing manual labor in order to keep a roof over your kid's head, then that's an important aspect. Because whenever this market turns and you come back in and you go into an interview, as an employer, if I ask you, what have you done since the recession? And you say, no, I was just waiting for it to take a turn. How can I expect you to lead other people if you're not willing to lead your family? How can I expect you to sacrifice for the guys that you're responsible for on the rig if you can't humble yourself to take a lower position for your family? These traits, these leadership traits that we've been talking about, it's universal. It doesn't just happen in the workplace, it happens at home.